On a crisp autumn day, November 20, 1966, the silent depths of space suddenly offered humanity a new perspective as Lunar Orbiter 2 soared above the lunar surface, capturing breathtaking photographs that would soon ignite a flame of mystery and wonder in every curious mind. Each image taken by this pioneering probe revealed rugged craters and majestic plains, yet they also whispered untold stories of near disasters and astonishing risks behind the veil of space exploration. Unbeknownst to the public at the time, behind those carefully framed snapshots lay secret chapters filled with dramatic near misses, technological marvels, and ambitious dreams that were as perilous as they were visionary. In those early days, when space was more a realm of dreams than the domain of routine exploration, NASA was not only exploring alien landscapes but also venturing into the uncharted territories of human courage and determination. With every shutter click from Lunar Orbiter 2, a new tale of cosmic ambition was being written, a tale that would eventually evolve into the epic saga of the Apollo missions. Amid this extraordinary backdrop of scientific discovery was a moment of revelation that would forever transform our understanding of the risks and rewards inherent in the journey to the moon. In a bold departure from the conventional narrative of Cold War competition, President John F. Kennedy once proposed an audacious idea that, if realized, might have altered the very course of space history. This unprecedented vision called for a joint lunar program between the United States and the Soviet Union, a rare moment of potential cooperation between two superpowers locked in a fierce rivalry. At a time when the Cold War was at its peak and each nation strove to outperform the other, Kennedy imagined a future where American ingenuity and Soviet engineering brilliance could merge to conquer the final frontier. The idea was radical and revolutionary, pooling the cutting-edge guidance and communication systems developed in America with the robust rocket propulsion expertise honed by the Soviets to form a unified strategy for lunar exploration. Imagining such a collaboration painted a picture of a brighter, more peaceful future in which the grand challenge of landing on the moon might even lead to the establishment of a permanent outpost on the lunar surface. In this vision, the moon would become not just a stepping stone to further space adventures, but a shared base that could herald a new era of international partnership and scientific progress. Tragically, the assassination of President Kennedy in 1963 cast a long, somber shadow over his collaborative vision, and the momentum for such union soon evaporated amid the pressures of national grief and renewed suspicion. As the memory of that visionary proposal faded into the whispering winds of what might have been, the world of space exploration marched on, driven by both the brilliance of human innovation, and the ever-present threat of unanticipated disaster. In the ensuing years, as preparations for the Apollo missions accelerated, a remarkable and little-known contingency plan was crafted behind closed doors, a speech that would have been delivered only in the direst of circumstances. Named the Speech in Waiting, this carefully scripted address was not meant for triumphant celebration but rather stood as a grim monument to the perils that lurked at the outer edges of human endeavor. Penned by the experienced hand of presidential speechwriter William Sphire, the emergency address was intended for a scenario so unimaginable that its very existence was almost kept secret from the public. Its opening lines, somber and heart-wrenching, boldly acknowledged the possibility that the brave souls who stepped onto the lunar surface might never return, forever leaving their footprints on a barren, silent world. The speech declared that if the heroes of Apollo ever became stranded on the hostile lunar terrain, reels were either inadvertently erased or lost in the shuffle of NASA's vast data storage challenges, as the agency grappled with the unprecedented influx of space exploration records. Many technical experts today lament the disappearance of these tapes, arguing that they contained vital details which could offer modern audiences a much clearer window into the monumental day Apollo 11 touched down on the lunar surface. This loss, often dismissed as a tragic consequence of bureaucratic inefficiencies and budgetary constraints, has nonetheless fueled a myriad of alternative theories among historians and conspiracy theorists alike. Some enthusiasts claim that the missing tapes might have captured mysterious anomalies or even evidence of extraterrestrial phenomena, details that, if revealed, could have dramatically altered our understanding of the moon and its hidden secrets. Despite these tantalizing suggestions, the prevailing narrative holds that only lower-resolution copies remain, ensuring that the event, while still celebrated, lacks the clarity and depth that the original recordings would have provided. As the Apollo program pressed on, every landing was a high-stakes symphony of risk and resilience, a delicate interplay where the margin for error was not measured in seconds but in the lives of the very astronauts who dared to venture into the void. During the descent of Apollo 11, the tension was palpable. The lunar module's systems were pushed to their limits as every circuit and sensor worked in unison under the duress of imminent lunar touchdown. In one crucial moment, a single switch malfunction threatened to upend the entire mission, a moment so fraught with potential disaster that Buzz Aldrin had to use a seemingly mundane pen to activate a critical circuit, a heroic improvisation that ultimately ensured the module's liftoff from the surface. This razor-thin margin between triumph and tragedy was not an isolated occurrence. Apollo 12, the mission that followed, encountered its own bout of near disaster when a bolt of lightning struck the spacecraft during its ascent. The electrical surge that followed brought multiple onboard systems to a halt, casting a pall of uncertainty over the mission and leaving mission control scrambling for a solution in real time. Amid the chaos, the calm and resourceful flight controller John Aaron recognized the signs of imminent failure from a previous simulation. His quick thinking and precise instructions enabled the crew to switch over to a backup system that ultimately preserved the mission. Such episodes of near catastrophe underscored that each Apollo landing was not merely a celebration of human achievement, but also a testament to the unparalleled composure, technical acumen, and unwavering determination of the men and women behind the scenes. Even as the public lauded the successful touchdowns on the lunar surface, those who understood the intricacies of space flight knew that every maneuver, every critical decision, was a high-wire act performed in the unforgiving theater of space. The risks inherent in these missions were not just technical, they transcended into the realm of the philosophical, where every choice carried with it the weight of mortal consequence and the promise of scientific glory. As humanity stood on the brink of the unknown, the high-stakes landings of the Apollo program became a powerful metaphor for our species' unyielding drive to explore, innovate, and overcome any obstacle, no matter how insurmountable it might seem. Yet, even with all the technical genius and heroic improvisation on display, there remained an air of mystery, a spectral quality that transcended the known mechanics of rockets and guidance systems, manifesting in the unexplainable and the uncanny. During the Apollo 10 mission, as the spacecraft circled the far side of the moon where direct radio contact with Earth briefly vanished, the crew encountered a phenomenon that has long intrigued scientists and laymen alike. In that eerie, radio-silent void, the astronauts reported hearing an uncanny melody, a series of high-pitched, otherworldly tones that resembled a piece of cosmic music, echoing softly against the silent backdrop of space.